trying to make everyone gay. Just trying to, if you want to be gay, you can be gay, but don't try and make me gay, you know what I mean?
For example, like ICE and like just racism and, you know, and everything we do basically, it's integrated in the American system.
This is a real statistic. They're twice more likely to a child. Do you think that kind of puts a child in danger?
That's a stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Do you believe in the Great Replacement theory?
What is that?
What do you think the biggest problem facing our country today is?
Immigrants.
Racism.
Yeah, I feel like racism.
I think Joe Biden.
Joe Biden?
Yeah, probably just the left trying to take over and say some bullshit, make some weird laws. I think they fucking it up for everybody, yeah.
Taxes. Automatic gratuity here. Why is that a thing? Why is that a thing? And they don't do shit and then I have to tip them.
Yeah, they don't even speak English over here.
Yeah. The helly?
What do you think?
I don't even know. I think a big problem nowadays is diversity. The whole country's so diverse, and I think that's a big thing. They need to get more. Like after the World Wars, everyone was so working together, and we're great as a country. And nowadays it's so split. Republicans and Democrats, everyone's so far right or so far left. There's not a good in between, I'd say.
Immigrants?
Yeah. I would say there's too many of them coming in, and there's too many illegal, and they're just like illegal and getting here, not doing anything.
Racism against who?
I don't know.
Like everyone?
Everyone. Everybody be racist.
Everyone equally?
Yeah.
Is there one group that's targeted maybe more than the others?
Probably like Hispanics or blacks, African Americans.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think the biggest problem the left is trying to push?
Trying to make everyone gay. Just trying to, if you want to be gay, you can be gay, but don't try and make me gay, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the biggest problem, I'd say.
Do you think like racial diversity is a problem?
I think that's definitely a problem too. Like, I know there's lots of deportation going on right now, but
Yeah, speaking of those immigrants, I don't know if you know, but there's a ton of protests happening today. Like, it's like No Kings protests. They're protesting Trump. They're protesting ICE. So you're saying we should deport these illegal aliens, right?
Yes.
What about the anchor babies? You know what that is?
No, can you inform me?
Yeah, so like when illegals come here, they'll have children that are, they're born in the U.S., so now they're citizens, and they try to get, kind of trick the system and get their citizenship there. Should we deport these anchor babies as well?
I feel like if they were before Trump's presidency, because I'm guessing Trump wants to deport them, right?
I believe so.
If they're before Trump's presidency, I don't think so, but if he's putting it in now, then during his presidency, he should be able to.
How so?
Like, for example, like ICE and like just racism and, and everything we do basically, it's integrated in the American system, kind of.
Yeah.
ICE, but I mean, how is ICE targeting black or brown people? I mean, they're just targeting people who are illegal.
Immigrants, yeah. That would also be a category.
How is that racist then?
I mean, like you could say it's necessarily not racism, but it's very like prejudice. Like it's prejudiced kind of.
How is it prejudice? I mean, they're deporting illegal aliens.
Well, they're deporting a lot of like Hispanics, while there are other people like Italians and like white people.
Actually,
that are
I changed my answer. The biggest problem in the country is probably like the food. I feel like the food in the United States is very unhealthy.
We should make gay marriage illegal again, right?
Gay marriage illegal? Nah, that's not. You don't have to make it illegal. You can do what you want, but just don't like trying to change other people's perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think gay people should be allowed to adopt kids?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, for sure. That's a good thing.
Yeah, gay people are great parents sometimes. They got that feminine side to them or male side to them that you need.
Do you think America should stay majority white?
Oh, I think there should be. You should be able to come into the country if you want, but legally. That's my view.
But do you think it should stay majority white?
Majority white? Well, it has been majority white, but I would say it's starting to shift. Like there is, like it's me personally. No, I like just whatever it.
No, I think it should be like a melting pot. Like I feel like that's what it was meant to be. Like I think obviously people should come here legally
because it's like, but I think if they come here legally, work legally, then they should be here because it's meant to be diverse and like, I don't know, it's meant to be diverse, but also like if they're not contributing to the country in a good way, then they shouldn't be here.
Guys, if you like the shirts I wear, this one I like personally, Based, go to redpillthreads.com. They have a ton of cool designs, and use code Hermes for 10% off your next order. Now back to the video. How many generations have you been in the U.S. personally? Your family?
Both my parents are immigrants, so I'm I was born, raised in Miami, so yeah, I'm like first generation.
Where did your parents come from?
My mom's from Venezuela and my dad's Cuban.
Do you think there's a problem with having too much diversity in the country?
No, too much diversity, I don't see a problem with that. I just see a problem if they come here legally or not and what they do for the country when they come.
I mean, they're deporting mostly Hispanics because like 90% of illegal aliens are Hispanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it really racism?
I feel like it's like to agree to disagree, kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can say it is, and you can say it isn't.
This is a real statistic. They're twice more likely to a child. Do you think that kind of puts a child in danger?
That's a stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess. Yeah, that's a tricky one.
Check that. Twice more likely.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a rough
fuck.
stat.
That's a hard one, bro.
I think it depends on the couple.
Yeah, let's just do a background check. And then,
More thorough check before you can adopt. Yeah, that should be
with
good.
anyone.
Yeah.
So don't you think, like you're saying, it should be a melting pot? I mean, America was founded, it was founded with different cultures, but they were all white European countries. Like, don't you think bringing in these third worlders and like black and brown people, for lack of a better word, it kind of, hurts our country? Because I think America was greatest in like the 1950s, and it was 90% white.
No, because I think light skins are all. I think they should be here because they're like. I feel like there's something wrong with them. I mean, as long as they're like not being weird, I think they're fine. I think that's a little more like that's a little bit like you're kind of trying to control a country when it's supposed to be a free country and everyone's supposed to be here. And I don't think if they're contributing in the right way, then they should be able to be here.
Agree with what's been said.
Do you think if there's too many even legal immigrants from like these, I guess you could call like third world countries, do you think it fundamentally changes the nation and it might not have the same values and, things that they used to have?
Maybe, but I see that not as a bad thing because they're just showing their culture to us. So it should be more of an integration instead of just them taking over entirely. So as long as we integrate it and not take it over, I feel like it's completely fine that they're coming over.
Would you rather lose your right to vote or lose your right to an abortion?
Lose my right to. That's a good question.
That's neither. I feel like.
Gun to your head, you have to choose.
Lose my right to vote or lose my right to an abortion? Well, me personally, I think lose my right to an abortion so I just like avoid that situation.
Yeah.
Well, you guys want to vote?
Yeah. We're like now able to
Actually,
vote.
no, I think lose my right to vote because I feel like my vote doesn't really count. I'm just one person.
Yeah.
So, would you ever have an abortion?
I never know.
Depends the circumstance.
Yeah. It had to like really depend the circumstances, but I don't think like in a regular circumstance, I don't think I would.
So you don't think it affects the child negatively if he has two dads instead of a mom and a dad?
Yeah, I guess it could. Yeah, because you need the support from both parents. Your dad teaches you different morals than your mom. I feel like you need both. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
For
It's
sure.
like that balance, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so ban gay couples from adopting children.
Fuck it, ban them.
Base.
You heard it here first.
Do you believe in the Great Replacement theory?
What is that?
It's where they're trying to exterminate the white race, for lack of a better word, because white people used to be 30% of the world's population. Nowadays, they're 7%.
7% now?
Yeah.
Like, so you're wondering if I think they should exterminate the white race?
Like, what, do you think that's real? That people are trying to?
No, I don't. I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I don't think that'll ever happen. I don't think. I mean, I'm sure some races will, like smaller ones, will go extinct, but like, no, I don't think the white race will ever go extinct.
Do you think it's a problem if we become such a small percentage?
Oh no,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think that was an issue.
Yeah, but then white people, like everybody wants to come live in white countries. Like Europe, America, founded by white people. Who's gonna build these countries?
I honestly don't know, really. Yeah, I'm not really the smartest on all this kind of stuff, but
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.